Bumper to bumper traffic, speeding, construction. What is your top traffic concern?
Fox News' Danny Maston has more on how you can weigh in on how your daily drive looks like. Danny.
Jacqueline and John, I'm here in Henderson near Sunset and Mountain Vista, where traffic is flowing pretty well right now, but it is prime time for traffic in other areas. And through a survey, RTC wants to know how your drive is going. Every 10 years, RTC does what they call a household travel survey.
This is really our community's opportunity to participate in transportation planning at the ground level.
The survey is a randomized sample of the community that consists of 6,000 people.
And we're really interested about travel patterns that household takes in one day.
RTC is collecting information on where people are going, the time they went, modes of transportation, such as did they walk, drive, or take a bus, and if they encountered any challenges along the way.
We take all of that information, we can combine it with other answers we receive, and it really helps inform all future funding and transportation planning decisions.
RTC says this year's survey is important as it is the first study since COVID, and many are now working remotely.
We know travel behaviors have changed after the pandemic, and so this will be our chance to see how exactly they've changed.
Volunteers are only asked to log 1 day of travel information once a week over a time span of 2 months. But everything is logged on an app, like on your phone or on their website. And if you want to participate, you can sign up, and the RTC will let you know if they are in need of volunteers. Reporting live in Henderson, I'm Danny Maston, Fox 5 News, local Las Vegas.
Now here's an incentive to go and do that survey. You can get $40 for doing it. We have a link to sign up under this story. Head over to our website at fox5vegas.com.